My content is for 13 and up or adult collectors of the product. Alrighty, 13 up, adult collectors of the product. This is for an older audience when we are recording these videos and these testings, alright? So for this video, we get to see how good Burst Spryzen is, more specifically the blade. We're going to be doing competitive testings on it. The rest isn't really new, or it's not really that relevant for testings. Like, I'm not going to do the jaggy attachment when I already know for that height it's clapped. I'm going with Helios because Helios is pretty tight. Yes, this does look pretty ugly, but, you know, I don't know. If it wins, it wins. Balkesh will be our test dummy. And, yeah. I also have G13 if it helps any stability a bit. Does anything for it? Maybe. More or less is probably going to be the same issue that Astral had. I don't know if it'll be as bad as Astral. That's pretty much very hard to do. Hard OS. Yeah, this thing is emptied, by the way. This is like, they gutted it. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, you know what I mean. I don't know, we always try to find some use in this video, so if it manages to do something well, I'll say it does that well at least. I assume that, I don't know, maybe opposite spin it doesn't. Feels so awkward just the base. I mean, we had Gambit, you know, Gambit was a nice one. Fierce was also a little nicer. Yeah, really bad stamina. Not the driver too. If it was the driver, right, it would just be a little bit close. This is like no contest, so we're pretty much... Wait, I did say actually I would try G13. I don't think it helps too much, but a friend told me apparently it can kind of help, so I don't know, maybe we get more stability here, but I don't know, G13 on Burst, or Bolt. If I call it Burst, it's a force of habit. I'm going to make sure to clean these drivers. Now G13 should, I don't know, maybe it gives more stability. Maybe it does help it a little bit. I don't know if it does too much for it. Nope, does not do much. Does not, okay. G13 made no difference. I mean, I guess maybe like slight stability, but I don't know. I feel like at this point for QD and QS, you gotta just allow G13 on all of them to repeat, because otherwise they're not that good. Yeah. Alrighty, very poor stamina. Actually, that'd be an understatement. Extremely poor stamina, to say the least. But, you know, we keep on moving. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it has super niche use. And what we're going to be saying is I'm going to basically be getting Gambit. Doesn't matter if I late launch on here. We're going to see how does it do for equalization. The issue actually is that I don't know what I could really give this for this to work out. Because the thing is, the weaknesses to Burst I don't think apply here too, because mostly because the shape, and it doesn't actually have a lot of the stuff that made Burst what it is, so I don't know. And a basic has bearing test. I don't know. Maybe it could do it. I think maybe it could probably do it still. Yeah, so it still has that shape to kind of do it, so that's something. That's something, I guess. We're gonna try it again. Maybe this can have more or less the same use that Burst did. Well, that's not really true. I just said more or less. Not really more or less, because it's less. Because Burst was same and opposite spin stamina. And we also got to try the attack, I guess. I'm hoping, because what it basically did there is what I'm hoping Burst can just keep, I keep calling it Burst, Bolt can keep on doing. So, I don't know, I'll take pure opposite spin. I'll take it. I'd be a fool to deny it. Oh, Was that a lucky round? I mean, this is technically still doing better than Astro. I want to be honest with you. It's a very low bar I've set, but it is a valid one. If Bolt does it again, maybe we can say equalization. If it doesn't, you know, it's just a lucky round, then I don't know. I do have to see. I'm trying to see what works out. Plus, we can try. We have to try right bolt, which is really weird because it's left side, but they did dual like before. So I don't know. Maybe something. It should do it again. Okay. Well, actually, I don't know if that was close or not. So actually, I don't know who took that, but okay, more or less same application. So one good thing so far. One good thing. We're gonna take this a little bit more seriously now when I'm launching this. Just to be sure. Inconsistent opposite spins so far is what I can probably gather. Yeah, because the issue with Hasbro is that Moby's SP is way too tall. I don't know, maybe you could try Drift SP? I'm not too crazy on that. You gotta get something with a similar height to Bearing Mobius that either has as good equalization properties, and this is probably your best bet for the Bolt Blade. Otherwise, it's kind of just like you just use any other option. You see, it does that, but I don't know. I'll try one more. You know, again, we're trying to give this a fair shot, so it's got one redeeming property, which I don't know. I'll take it, I guess. So for Hasbro only, I'm trying to think what you could probably make. But the thing is with Hasbro only is that there's Requiem and other stuff, and that stuff might be more of a threat to, like, probably to, yeah, for burst resistance, because of how hall it is. Yeah, Nightmare would probably easily burst it, I'd assume. So opposite spin, I was liking a little bit there. Now to solidify this, because maybe Gambit's just, you know, maybe Gambit's just Gambit, we're going to try again. And I really want to try to give this as fair a chance as possible, you know. Maybe it does well against Gambit, but it doesn't do well against something else. So you get pretty much what you would see Spryzen Requiem. So if it does it against Spryzen Requiem, then, my friend, maybe you have a case for this blade. Without even looking at attack yet. So, again, the whole point of this channel is to test the bays ahead of time, or afterwards. And I make my case. I say whether or not. I feel like Spryzen Requiem's probably going to work out here. Unless I'm wrong. Spryzen Requiem. Plus, I also got to... I don't know what happened there. Plus, I also got to basically try out the right bolt before I even dare touch attack. And I'm afraid to try Guilty. Not Guilty, Nightmare. I say Guilty because I'm used to the Takiratomi. Well, it's getting closer and closer. Make my day, come on. If you pull it off, I'll be proud of you. I'll be proud of you. I'm not proud of you. I think I was just taking advantage of Gambit. I suspect you can maybe, because I don't think G13 is going to make too much sense now on this, because your goal is to basically have it laying on top, because you don't have Bearing Drift or Bearing Mobius, so it's going to be really hard to pull this off, but essentially you kind of want to have something a little bit tall, with good stamina and life after death, and you can maybe get this to work opposite spin, but as per usual, we also got to try same spin bolts to see how, well, that's what we just did, right spin. I think this actually looks normal now, I'm pretty sure. I realize it's probably a waste of time. Yeah, same spin it deplete. You'll notice same spin it just depletes really fast. You can see the rotation going away. Yeah, same spin's trash. Plus it's really light, so it's probably just gonna get weight bullied too. Cause like 9 grams versus what, like 6? Yeah. Alrighty, back to good old lefts. Good old left spin. We see how it does. I will take a partial win here. Partial win. Potentially opposite spin only. The shape might not work out because of the recoil, but with a tight chip like Evo Bellfire, I think this should work out. Yeah, plus there's also attack. I gotta get an attack driver. Wait, no, it's light though. Why would I be testing for attack? I mean, I guess I'm just testing just because, I guess. I don't know why. Yeah, also, how's it doing here? You gotta rest on. I think it's even worse than right spin. Yeah. Me no likey. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, yeah, on a rubber attack driver, good. I'm also not going to do the whole thing, with G13 without, I'm just doing with G13 right from the bat because, like, we've gotten the point. It needs G13 in order to work. If your attack types do not have G13, you are crazy. You need the Glory Ragnar armor. Nope, it's clapped in right. Your only argument so far for maybe value right now is in left spin, left opposite spin stamina. My brain had to add that up for a second. Alrighty, we're going to try this for attack. Maybe with G13 this can work out. So I don't see why you would use this over something like... Ooh, that's not good. G13 does not feel too tight on this. And that's with Evo Bellfire. If this bursts and dies, I will be furious. I think it's a little pointless to... Okay, it's dead. I don't think it has enough impact, like... So you gotta insult them a bit. You gotta insult the bays a little bit. Then they decide to work a little bit more. Okay, I think I caught it more or less the same. Because burst was good for attack, so I assume probably the same here. So that'll be a good thing. Nice. Oh, if it works, it works. Your big fear is going to be attack versus attack. Because attack versus attack, you're basically weight outclassed, and if you're trying to meet that 4 same or opposite spin, you're pretty much clapped. Like, I think Zyphoid's probably your best attacker in Quad Strike, and no, even Hasbro in general. I'm not wasting the time. We're going to try again. I want to see how many times kind of normal this catches it. I think, okay, we're going to play it fair to the right side, because I'm going to go just now against right spin. We're going to play it fair here. I think... Actually, let me see how this does before I judge. My issue is that... I think it can kind of... I think it's going to be similar to... I forget who it was, but there was some other attacker that was in this that was only good same spin attack. I think this is probably going to be the similar case, same spin attack. Wait, no. Oh, the opposite spin. Right now, this is same spin attack. Well, actually, I don't know then. It kind of managed to do it against Valkesh, but I think those were probably just lucky hits. I don't know. Let's try to get this a little bit more clean. I don't know why it missed it, but it's gotta hit it. So I feel like these things, even though Hasbro obviously takes away so much from them, they could still be good. And that's the most upsetting part about all this. Okay, it's not that offensive. I will say it did manage to do Balkesh. I think it kind of has that potential, but the shape is a little bit nerfed from the original. So it's a little bit of a waste of time here. So we're just gonna try it for left spin. I don't know, maybe left spin works a little bit better. I would assume so, because it's the right spin that it should be for the shape. So maybe we get potentially better use here, which if that's the case, I will take, and I will say that despite nerfs, it can kind of work in that regard. Which is kind of funny, because if you think about it, a lot of people that review Hasbro don't go through the effort of testing. I'm that testing guy. I'm the guy who has all the files on the Hasbro bays. Well, I guess on the newer Hasbro bays, not all of them. I don't know. Just a bit of banter right now. Alright, let's see how make my day, come on. Oh, you can feel the lack of weights, man. I actually could see the smacks. They weren't too bad. But the thing is, because this thing is so light, you can't do much with it. That's the issue. We're gonna try it again. Oh, it's not gonna match it. I also did try to flour it. Almost said floor it. Flour it. Did not work out in my favor. I don't know why. Sometimes it stabilizes itself, which I don't like. We're not against Balkesh yet, but even if it does Balkesh, I have to try Turbo Spryzen, because Turbo Spryzen I think is probably closer to the real test. No. Lack of weight, so lack of impact, so... Because if they filled it a bit more, and I say this all the time because it rings true, this wouldn't be half bad. Not like that, hold on, I gotta be fair here, sorry. Yeah, anytime I pick it up, it's because I want to make sure I'm doing the flour. Plus, I'm not cutting it in this, so pretty much as raw testing as you're gonna get. Oh no, it's really just that light. Hey, okay, so you got insulted a bit. You got insulted a bit. You got to make it feel worthless. Then after it's gonna give it 100%. Don't actually do that. Just only the base. Oh, you wanna know what? I just realized what it is. It's a crit. It can sometimes crit with its shape. Sometimes. So that's kind of like what Burst could do. I was kind of hoping. Yeah, because then after it catches it like that, so that's why I tried to. I don't know. I think it can, but not too much. Not too much. Okay, now we got to try it against Balkesh, then Turbo Spryzen. I think it's pretty clap for attack. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is basic. It should be able to KO Balkesh. Oh no, damn, maybe not. Damn, if it can't do Balkesh, I don't think we gotta do Turbo Spryzen then. I don't know. Also, I just went with the Helios just because, again, like I said, that I prefer it. For tightness, okay. So, let me put on the Bolt chip. I mean, actually, for G13, I probably could have given it the Bolt Spryzen chip. It's just kind of above average, I would say, kind of. Alrighty. The performance tip, because it's really just meant for the QS stadium, and even then, the shape doesn't work out for attack. So that's why I don't, like, obviously in this stadium here, it's, I'll probably just, like, self-KO or something, right? Granted. Oh no, it doesn't. It's just far too passive to work, and this height doesn't work out too well, and it's not like rubber or anything. It's jaggy. It's jaggy. Okay. I think even because attack it doesn't really work out. I mean, okay, first of all, it's better than Astral. And I keep saying this, but I actually hate Astral really bad. I really hate Astral. Like, It's not even like a comedic bit. Like, Astral's actually garbage. Like, aside from the overdisc, which is positive, it's pretty much garbage. Okay, so final thoughts here. Final thoughts. Hold on. Is Bolt Spryzen, after the competitive testings here, worth getting if you are Hasbro only? Now this is a little bit to unpack here. So obviously you have your Quattro base, which is more of like for fun. You could kind of meme it for attack, but without it being like rubber and all that stuff, it doesn't have too much value there. The gravity rings don't really matter too much. If this is really light, then yeah, I'd switch it. Xanthus does not make any sense at all for this, so we're gonna put kind of here and here. The attachment, probably can get some other ones with some better movement, right? So I'll kind of put it here. The chip is kind of basic. It's not as good as some of the really nice ones like Helios, whatever, but it's still kind of above average, so I leave it there. Now, the real thing that matters is the blade. Now, the blade, because of how Hasbro decided to ruin it, it almost had it. Very close to being pretty good. Very close to being pretty good or even decent. At best, you have opposite spin equalization for stamina. It cannot work well for attack because they nerfed the shape and it's too hollowed, and because it's too hollowed, it's inconsistent. So even an opposite spin for equalization, it can't work as effective as you would want it to be. So for that reason and that reason alone, that's why I think Bolt Spryzen, I would say, is kind of a skip. It, like, unless this appears in the anime or something, you really got no reason to get it. It's not even like most of the positive, like, even if I put this here, it's kind of like, I really do wish Hasbro kind of, even when they do it cheap, it's not even, okay, you wanna know what, forget the proper flip, the metal, the rubber, all that stuff. Who cares, right? What I care about is that even when they're doing this, they basically killed it even further, so it can't even be used even for that. And obviously too, if you compare this to Quad Strike or even Quad Drive blades, even then, because of how the weight is, you'd probably just use Fierce over this, or hell, even Roar. You would use it over Astral, and I guess maybe Zeal for that one specific use I just mentioned, but otherwise, save your money, my friend. Alrighty, that's gonna be it for now for this competitive testing. Make sure to check out the main channel for the main review, and bye, have a fantastic day.